Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I thought I'd do another reading vlog. So I wanted to do like basically a certain amount of pages I had to read a day. I have done this before in the past. I think I did like 200 pages. However, I failed so badly. There was just too many pages for me personally to read. I can read that many pages a day, like easily. I've done that before. But I feel like because I think I was working as well at the same time, I just wasn't able to like read like so much. So I thought I would do it again, but instead of doing 200 pages I'm just going to do 100. So I feel like that would be so much more easy for me, and I'll actually be able to like potentially complete it every day. I do have a couple of days off, so I can do that, but I also have like a few days that I'm actually working, so it would be definitely easier for my days that I'm working to like not have to read like loads. But I have already started reading today. It's Wednesday at the moment, so I'm only doing this over 5 days. So we're doing it from now to Friday, and then Monday and Tuesday next week. So I only want to really read and record on like weekdays, not weekends. So I'm going to do it over the weekdays. I am reading Lights Out by Nafessa Allen, if that's how you say her name. I'm actually really enjoying this so far. The reason why I thought I'd stop now and do the intro was because I wanted to do the intro before I finished my first 100 pages, and I have already read like 60 pages, so I have read a bit of the book already. I think I've just started chapter 6. I'm like on the second page of chapter 6, I think, or third page. Yeah, I'm on like the third page of chapter 6, so I'm on the male's character at the moment chapter, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I wanted this book for so long. I actually wanted to get this for my birthday. I went into a Waterstones and had a look and I couldn't find it, and then I found it I think last month in a different Waterstone, so I picked it up because like, I need to get it, so I did. But yeah, I'm really happy that I'm starting this. I don't want to like give away like too much right now because it's like not that far into the book and not really like loads has happened, but from what I kind of gather, you have like two main characters, one's a female, one's a male. The female works in the hospital, and she like basically has like no social life because they're understaffed so much. I think she works in the trauma unit sort of bit, so it's very chaotic all the time in her work life, and because of that she doesn't really have time for like relationships and stuff. She has a little pet cat as well called Fred. But she like basically they have social media and stuff, so one of her apps, I think it was TikTok, I'm not sure, I can't remember, I wasn't really paying attention to like the actual app, but she follows like people on their like different trends and stuff, and one of the trends that she's kind of like into is like basically thirst traps and stuff, so she watches a lot of that sort of stuff. And the main male character is like one of the guys who has like a thirst trap account, and he also does like hacking and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much like the concept at the moment. Not very much has gone on, so I can't really talk about like what's actually happening within the book itself and them two people themselves. They are actually talking at the moment slightly, but not really, like they haven't really spoke yet. I have officially read 100 pages, which now means I'm nearly on chapter 9. I think it was chapter 9. Yeah, so I read 100 pages. There's only 2 pages left of this chapter, and I'll be on chapter 9. And I'm kind of sad. That's like the first time I've ever like stopped in the middle of a chapter, because I don't like stopping in the middle of a chapter. I always have to like finish a chapter then start on the next one. but I'm gonna stop here, and then I'll catch you guys up tomorrow with my next book. Hey guys, it's way earlier today. I didn't watch it today when I filmed my first clip, but we are doing our second 100 pages. I have started already, so I've been up for a little bit today. So I'm currently on chapter 10, which is page like 100 and start page 120. I was on chapter 8 when I ended yesterday. I had 2 pages of chapter 8 left and the whole chapter 9, so I've just read the rest of chapter 8 and then the whole chapter 9. So I've not like read that much, but I'm very much enjoying it so far. I'm gonna carry on reading. I think if I worked it out properly, I think I might need to read up to like chapter 15. Yeah, I need some chapter 15 and I will read like 2 or 3 pages of that. I don't know how we read done today. Well, I'm so tired right now though. I'm gonna try and read as much as possible and then I'll see you guys later. Hello, I'm back again. I have just had a bit of a break since I read last time. I updated you on this book. Lights Out. I can't remember when it was, to be fair. I've read up to page 159, so I've got about 40 pages left. And I've just basically had some lunch, and then I've also been watching a documentary on Netflix. So this felt like watching that, but I'm actually really enjoying this. Some stuff has definitely happened in this recently, which I kind of like. I like, but I kind of like want to see how much further it goes. So can't wait to get back into this and see. But yeah, just been enjoying having a little chill one. I kind of wish I could finish it sooner than what I actually am gonna end up finishing it. But oh well, I wish I could know about that. Hello, so it is currently Friday. I have read a little bit. I'm on page 208, so I've read about 8 pages. However, I do need to get ready for work because I have work today, which means I can't read anymore and I have to wait till later to read, and I'm hoping I will actually be able to get all of it done once I finish work, because that is like nearly 90 pages. I need like 90 pages I need to read. I read pretty much the whole entire book for today, or the page that I need to read for the day. So hopefully I can get it done when I finish work, because yeah, if I'm not, I might fail on the 3rd day, which we do not want. We do not want to fail already, guys. So I'm gonna try and read that tonight when I get back. I read a little bit while I was at work, but now I'm home. I went to the shop and then I've gone. Now I'm about to eat dinner, but I will read once I finish dinner. I still probably got like at least 85 plus pages to read today, so not ideal, not ideal. I think I'm failing to 100 pages today. I have read so far 39 pages. I'm on page 240, which is chapter, I think, 17 or 18, I can't remember. I think it's 18 to be fair. I'm gonna try and get to the next chapter, which would make me on page 256. However, I feel like that's not gonna work because I'm really tired. I have work early tomorrow. Well, not even early, it's just like earlier than what I normally go in. So I'm gonna go to bed and sleep, and then I probably will just finish pages tomorrow, even though I'm not meant to be reading tomorrow, so that doesn't really count, but I will finish the pages tomorrow, so that by the time Monday comes around I will actually like be on the right page count basically. But yeah, I feel so bad for failing the challenge. Literally on day 3. We have, at least we did it 2 days in a row, that's fine. It's just today, sorry. I've been at work, and I don't know what happened in the morning, generally. But also work made me really tired when I got back, so I didn't really read anything. But oh well, we will try and make it up for that. Hey guys, it's currently Sunday. I know obviously I was meant to read 100 pages on Friday and I did fail miserably. I think I read like 40, if I remember correctly, I can't remember. I was going to read on Saturday. However, I had work at 9 AM until 6:30 last day on Saturday, which meant I had to leave the house at like 8 in the morning to go to work, and then I got back at like 7 PM. And then I had dinner, and then I had a little tiny bit of a chill, not much of a chill. I had to wash the pots and stuff, and this, I literally just doom scrolled on my phone for a little bit and I fell asleep pretty much. However, today I had work a little bit later, which meant I did wake up and had a little bit of a read. I think I read like a chapter maybe or something. I can't remember exactly how much I read, but it wasn't like a great deal. I don't know. Wait, whereabouts was I? I'm trying to figure out. So I was on chapter 18 when I started reading today. I got on to chapter 19. I don't know how far into chapter 19 before I went to work, I'm not sure. However, whilst at work I finished chapter 19, so now I'm on chapter 20, which is page 276, and if I got the maths right, I think I've got 25 pages left to get to 100. So I'm going to try and read them now before Sunday ends, so that I'm actually on track for tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know what happened. I just did not read enough on Friday, and I wish I could have read enough, but I didn't get a plan. I did have a feeling that something like that might have happened though, because I was obviously working. It wasn't even like a long shift. I was on a 6.5 hour shift. However, I'd always leave like, start getting ready and leave an hour and 45 minutes, an hour and 15, sorry, before my shift starts, and then by the time I get back, like, I'd eat and stuff. It's been over an hour after my shift ends, which then makes it like the 6.5 hour shift easily like an 8-9 hour time period where I can't really read. So I knew that it wasn't going to be like me reading I had a feeling I wasn't going to like part that many pages read, but I thought I could have got like way more than what I actually did. But it did mess me up when I didn't read in the morning. I don't actually know what happened. I think I just woke up a bit late as well, and then just didn't read anything at all in the morning, which didn't help. Anyway, yeah, but we are going to finish off this. I'm actually really enjoying this. Hi, I'm just going to butt in here because I was trying to phrase something without giving things away in the video, but I kind of just like phrased it really weird. I don't know why, but basically what I was trying to say is they both know who each other are. Obviously he knows who she is. She like has ideas of who he is, which is correct. Like she does know who he is, but like obviously she doesn't 100% know if it's like actually accurate or not. So she's like kind of trying to figure out if she can like get him to slip up in a way, so that she knows if it actually is him or not. But then she hasn't really found any ways of doing that yet, and it's fine. I'm pretty certain, if I remember correctly, they were at her house when I was in the chapter that I was reading, because something had happened at her work like the day before, or it was like a couple of days before. It was either a couple of days before or like the day before, and then that something kind of like came home and stuff, so they had to sort that out. But in doing so, they did something very, very criminal and got in with a crowd they probably shouldn't have got in with. But I really liked how like the writing style was, how that like panned out. Like she did a really good job with it, and it was definitely very interesting, and was definitely like put you on your edge to see. It made you want to read more, or it made me want to read more anyway. I just genuinely could not put this book down at one point. It was so addictive, and I genuinely recommend this book so much because of how addictive it was. It was such a good book. I actually can't wait to read the second book. Good morning everyone. I have not done anything, as in I've not brushed my hair, anything like that yet. I've just woke up this bank holiday. I woke up like at 7 something, I don't know what time it was exactly, but I woke up and I started reading my book because I got well, I had 97 pages left of this book today to read, which I need to then pick another book to read 3 pages from, which I don't really want to read the 3 pages. I feel like that's a bit random pages to read in one day, but I do have 100 that I need to read, so I do need to pick another book out after this. I read a little bit already. I did finish last night's page count, I think at like 8:30, 9ish, I think I finished how many pages I went to read, and then I just was watching a bit of some other book accounts, and then was on my phone pretty much scrolling some socials and stuff. I didn't really do too much, but I did finish my book, or the page I need to finish. I'm currently on chapter, I'm not on chapter 22, that's what I was left on. Oh frick, how far in am I literally closed it. I think I'm on chapter 24. Yeah, I'm on chapter 24, which is page, number 334. So I still do have a bit to read. I have like this much, not too much, but I think I'm just gonna have a little bit of a chill one before, because I know we're going to get a spoon's breakfast at some point today. So I think before that I might have a bit of a chill little read. My boyfriend's still asleep, so I just came into here so that I'm not gonna bother him with the camera and stuff. I might also put a YouTube video on. Do I put a YouTube video on? I don't know if I end up getting distracted and watching just the YouTube video if I did that, but we'll see. I might leave it for now and maybe put it on in a bit, I'm not sure, but we're just gonna have a chill little lay down and read. But yeah, so tired. I can't, the thing with me is like once I wake up in the morning, I'm pretty much, that's it, I'm like awake, I can't really go back to sleep, so I'm just tired. If you can't tell from where I'm sitting, I have officially finished Lights Out. I really enjoyed the book, honestly. It was such a good book. It's like my second like dark romance sort of type trope, but this book was genuinely good. I did enjoy it. There was definitely like little bits and bobs of it that like personally I don't think was the best. Like obviously there were quite a bit of triggers at the start. It does tell you all the triggers, warnings and stuff, and like what gets kind of spoke about. There's talking of like basically rape, murder, so most of this is actually just like speaking of in it, and it's not like actually like happening in the book. Like you know it's happening, but it's not like happening in the book as you're like reading it, sort of thing. Also they've got a lot of stalking from both main characters, mainly the male main character, not the female, but she does a little bit. You've got that, you've got the fact that like the main character kind of knew who the female was, the male knew who the female was for like a bit longer than what she did know who he was. So I can't freaking speak. Anyway, he knew who she was before she knew who he was, so that's a bit weird. The fact that it was a bit illegal, like he literally hacked into places that like shouldn't be allowed, and was quite literally stalking her like every movement at one point. It was a bit weird, a bit creepy, honestly. Wouldn't react to like how she reacted personally myself, but anyway. But with that being said, she did comment on his like post quite a lot before all this happened, and a lot of them were like fantasies that she kind of like wanted to play out, but like they didn't actually really do many of them, or like they did a few, but like I thought they was gonna do more than what they actually had done. So when it was like by the end they pretty much did barely any of them, I was like a bit like meh. Like I kind of expected more, but I don't know. Like it was still a good book. I really enjoyed like the book and the whole plot and like how everything panned out and stuff. Like it was good. I just feel like a lot of it was very fast tracked. Like a big portion of it was fast tracked, and then like a lot of the stuff, if it did actually ever happen, it was very behind closed doors, as in like it just did not get spoken about at all. But I did still like enjoy the book. I don't know like what I'm thinking about with the second book, like if I want to continue the series or not. I have seen that a lot of people do not like that as much as the first book, and I don't know if I'll be like that or not. I might give it a go, but the character, like the main male character that's like in the second book, I'm not really like attached to like at all in the slightest. So like I don't know if I'm gonna like it. Like I might. I'm pretty certain it is on Kindle Unlimited. I'm pretty certain. So I might at some point give it a little read, but I don't know if it will be like a purchase buy book. Maybe it will, I don't know. But anyway, with that being said, I did give this book a 4-star. So I only had 97 pages left of this book today. So I read all 97 pages. However, that means I'm still down by 3 pages. So I need to make a second book out. So read 3 pages. And then for tomorrow to read another 100 pages. So I'll only be up to page 103 by tomorrow. Which is not much. But I do want to pick a book out. I don't know what book I want to pick. I've got like my TBR for this month, which I kind of want to stick to, but I don't know. So I've got one book in my bedroom, so I kind of read that more when I go to sleep, which I haven't started yet, which is Harry Potter. I think T. Certain is the Prisoner of Azkaban one. So the first one is Anatomy, a Love Story, and then we've got Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and then Holly Jackson, Not Quite Dead. Yeah, I think it is, yeah. Them 3 I think I'm going to leave for another video, which I'm hoping will get posted at some point soon. I don't know exactly when it will get posted. Next book I could pick is Unravel Me, which I would, but it's such a big book that I wouldn't. How much of it would I actually even be reading? I'll be reading 14 chapters, and then the 15th chapter I'll be reading the first page of. So I would be like a bit into the book. However, it's a big book, so I don't know if I want to read that for it. Hey guys, I'm currently reading my last 100 pages for my last day. I have read a bit of this book, so I am definitely a bit further into it than what I technically watched up in, which I originally said I should have finished it off page 103. It is currently Saturday, like 10 something p.m. at night. I did finish my 100 pages yesterday, and I don't know what time I finished them at. It was quite late, so I didn't really post about it and stuff or tell you guys, but I did finish my 100 pages, and I did actually in fact have a very busy day today.